Hi, and welcome back to another Amazon selling video. If you're new to my channel, my name is Nikki Kirk, and this series you're watching right now is my Q4 prep series. This year, 2023, is going to be my 8th Q4 selling on Amazon, and it really is the most magical time of the year. If you're not familiar with what Q4 is, it's just business speak with financial calendars. It's the fourth quarter of the year, so Q4, that makes up October, November, and December, and that's traditional retail. Businesses have all kinds of different calendars they use, but that's what we're talking about. Q4, holiday time when everyone is shopping and spending money, and you can make a lot of profit on Amazon. So if you've been following along in this Q4 series, it's got a playlist on my channel, but last year I made the goal of doing $100,000 in gross sales, not profit, and I wanted to do at least $30,000 in profit. I ended out the year with $168,000 in sales in just 3 months, and even better, $44,000 of profit. That's profit. That's after my cost of goods, after Amazon expenses, shipping, all of that. That's how much profit I ended up making. So that is why it really is the most magical time of the year. If you divide that profit out over the days that make up Q4, that was $478 of profit a day I was making during last Q4. So needless to say, I've got to up my goal for this year, and I'm super excited. As I mentioned, this month I'm doing a Q4 prep series, so you can find this playlist on my channel if you head to my channel at Nikki Kirk. And if you're not already subscribed, would you please do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button for me so that I know people are watching and I'm not just sending these out into the ether. Thank you. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about FBM and why you really want to be adding it to your business model if you haven't already. I totally understand that FBM is super scary because I also was very scared of it. Some sellers start with FBA, some start with FBM. And if you did it with both at the same time, congratulations, because you don't have any fear of anything. But no matter which one you start with, either you started with FBM, you might be fearful of FBA. If you started with FBA, you might be fearful of FBM. It's that normal fear everyone has, the fear of the unknown. However, if you can get over that and just do it anyways, you can make a ton of profit. One of the main reasons why is because you can go replen stuff. It sells faster because it's not waiting to get sent to Amazon. Amazon's moving around the warehouses, and then it becomes available, and then you're up for the buy box and it can sell, right? Because you are listing it right away, and as soon as you find it, you can sell it faster, and in turn you can go get more of it and you can replen it faster. So they lead to a little bit more fun and profitable chases, and I'm going to show you in this video my real numbers so that you can see why you might want to add FBM to your business. If you are ready to make the most of this Q4, my Q4 Bolo group is opening next week. I'm so excited. This is my 3rd year of doing the Q4 Bolo group, and every year it gets better and better. So this year it's opening next Sunday, August 27th, and it is like the most amazing group of sellers because you're all just chatting and getting to know each other. Now, my OG, I call it the original Bolo group, is available year-round to join at any point. It's my baby of a group. It's like my first child, the first thing I ever created and made. So that group is around anytime. You could join it now if you want to. You can join it next year, like whenever you want to join it, that is available to join. This is different because it's only open for 3 weeks to join. So next Sunday, for 3 weeks, it'll be open to join, or until we hit capacity. Not only that, but we have hangouts in there. So we do Zoom hangouts, so everyone's talking to each other. They're recorded, so if you miss it, you can't make it, you can look at them anytime after that. And you get 4 months of leads. I'm opening the group this year a month early, so we have all of September to share leads, get to know each other, get that Q4 ball rolling, and it's just going to be off from there. This community is so positive and encouraging. If this is your first Q4, your second Q4, or your 8th Q4, you are welcome to join. It's truly an awesome group. You get the leads, but more than that, you get that connection with other sellers. You hear little things here and there. You're going to learn not only just about Q4, but about Amazon in general and grow your business. So stay tuned. Next Sunday, the doors are open. All right, so now here's my real numbers. So year to date, here's how I've been doing with FBM. So this isn't even Q4. This is just, basically the first half of 2023, how I've done my top 10 most profitable SKUs, and I want to show you the FBM ratio. So I use Sellerboard to track all of my profit, all of my numbers, everything, the expenses, the Amazon fees, the shipping, all of that shows up right in Sellerboard. So I'm going to jump into that dashboard, give you a little bit of a tour, but I have a full video that goes over Sellerboard if you want to check it out for yourself. I also believe that just jumping in and doing it yourself is the best way to learn. So Sellerboard has given us a 2-month free trial, so you can sign up. You don't even have to put a credit card. The link is in the video description or here on the screen, yoursellingguide.com/Sellerboard, and you can try it out with your numbers. It connects right to your Amazon account. It also connects to eBay if you use it that way. So definitely check it out, because not knowing your numbers is a huge misstep in selling on Amazon and in any business, really. But you want to know those numbers. So I'm going to take you through Sellerboard to pull the reports, and so you can see how I do it. One of the main things I love about Sellerboard is that it shows your FBM shipping costs, so you can truly see how much that item that you just sent off really makes. Because sometimes you might find, like I did, that you're only making a quarter profit and that item is not worth the gas it takes to go get it. So here's what Sellerboard looks like when you first pop into your dashboard. You're going to see all of these tiles that show you my sales today, my sales yesterday, my sales month to date. And then the best thing that I like about it is it forecasts out how you're going to do this month. So it knows all of your current stock and everything. And as things change in the month, like if you send in a bunch of shipments, obviously the sales number is going to go up for your forecast. So it's always kind of fun. I look at it in the beginning of the month and I say, okay, cool, that's what it thinks I'm going to do. I'm going to try and do even better. So it's really great. I love the forecast part. It also has an app that you can see all this right on your phone as well. You can see how you're doing, has photos of the products that you're selling today, this week, this month, so that you can know what you want to replan. You can also filter here at the top to the custom range, and then you can pick your date. So like I did for this video, so I picked the first half of the year, so January through the end of July, to see my numbers for this video. So it's really awesome. I always use the custom date, and then you can just download everything too as an Excel, so at the end of every month you can know what your best products were, what products maybe you should stop replanning or stop for now, see what inventory you need to kind of get rid of. It's a really great tool for your business to pull that reporting. So then once I've got my filtered, I want to know by profit. So I go ahead and just click here, and it's going to filter it by profit for me. And now I've got my top 10 products. So now I know I'm not showing you what they are, but in Sellerboard it has the photo of the item and the title so that you can see visually what the item is. It makes it super easy. But what I wanted to show you here, so I've got them labeled. So the first one is an FBM item, second one FBM item, FBA, 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 FBA. Then we've got FBM again, FBM, and then FBA, FBM. So of my top 10 products, 5 of them are FBM. That's this year. So 50% of my profit, my most profitable items, are coming from FBM sales, because I was able to list a couple of them to test. They sold pretty quickly, and then I go and clear the shelf and I get the rest. So you can see I sold 127 of the number 2 item. I literally cleared an end cap at Walmart of this item. The craziest thing is that pretty much, I would say 85% of my stock is FBA. But of my most profitable items, they're coming out as FBM. And that's only 10 to 15% maybe of all of my stock. So it's a small percentage of my items that are FBM, but they are making the most profit. Like I mentioned, Sellerboard tells you the shipping costs. So when I click into this item, this pop-up screen shows up, and now I can see I paid shipping costs total for all those orders. So 127 units. I'm not sure what the order, because some people ordered multiple. But anyways, the shipping came out to them $584. That's the shipping I paid out of my Amazon account, because I offer the customer free shipping, but I still made $800 profit on it. And then you can see the cost of goods was $754. So over 100% ROI on that item. So that's why I was clearing the shelf. Now, this is not my FBM 101 video. I will link it in the show description. It's also in that playlist that I talked about. I did the video last year. I don't need to redo it, but it goes over the shipping templates and everything you want to know if you've never done FBM before. That is the video that's going to help you get started. Here's what I look for in FBM items. First of all, you probably heard me say this a million times, something small, lightweight, that'll fit in a padded envelope or a small box, will weigh under a pound, in which case it's going to go out first class, which is the cheaper shipping. So I haven't stayed totally up to date, but I just know when I ship out FBM orders, like I'm going to here in a little bit this morning, that they cost at most $6. I can't say I've ever actually had a $6 first class. It's usually like $5.58 or $5.70 or something like that at most. And that's when you're getting up to the 15-ounce side. So if it's under a pound, under 16 ounces, it's probably going to cost you $3, $4, $5 to send. So you can buffer that price into it if you know it's lightweight, with the envelope, everything is still under a pound. I also love FBM for items that I can easily replen. Like I was talking about, that chase, that going to get more. It feels like they're selling faster because they kind of are selling faster. They're not having to go through the whole FBA process, but you're able to list something today. If it sells today, you can go get more tomorrow and sell them again tomorrow. And that's why that FBM is really good for that items that you can get fast. I especially like it for items that seem too good to be true at the moment. So maybe Amazon's currently sold out of it. Maybe no one has it. That's an ideal situation when it's totally sold out. Then you can make your price pretty much. I mean, there's certain items that Amazon might cap the price, but you can make up your own price. You can even charge for shipping. Normally, that's when I'll look at charging for shipping. When I'm the only seller they can get it from, they don't have a lot of options. So maybe I add my $4.99 shipping template and charge for shipping. Anytime something seems too good to be true, or the time frame of that true, like really awesome sales profit is a small window, you can't have it sending to FBA because it's not going to sell in time, right? Amazon might come back on the listing, or you never know what's going to happen. So anytime it looks like there's, you got to act now on it, that's an ideal situation to FBM. All right, let's jump back into Seller Board and take a look at my Q4 last year best profitable items to see how many were FBM. So now on this one, you can see just 2 of my top 10 items were FBM. This is again because I have more stock in Q4. You always want to keep having as much stock as you possibly can in Q4. So because of that, I have more stock FBA, so more profitable things are selling FBA. But of those 2 items that I have FBM, they are making up 79% of my total profit from those 10 items. So I added up all the profit of those 10 items. It comes out to $15,000 or so. Those 2 FBM items, almost 80% of that profit came from 20% of the items that are my top 10, right? I'm sure you've heard of this 80-20 rule. It can apply to all different facets of life, but mostly you hear it for business, that 80% of your outcomes come from 20% of the causes. So 80% of my business profit is coming from 20% of my items. So you know what I take that as? I look at it and I see, okay, FBM 1, definitely need to be doing it. And that top item, that's my bundle. So guess what I'm going to be doing this year? I'm going to be focusing on bundles this Q4, and I'm going to be making more of them. That was just something I made for a test to see how it would go, to see if I could do it last year, and it paid off. So now I'm going to focus my business efforts where that most profit was coming from. And that's how you use the 80-20 rule. You can use, again, Seller Board reporting to see what's doing best for your business and really dig into your numbers and know where you should be going with your business. Another perfect example right there, where you don't want to focus your energies on stuff that maybe is not making money. So like I talked about that FBM item I made 25 cents on, what a waste of my time and my money to be focusing on that item. If I thought it was selling, hey, it's selling, but is it making profit? That's why you need Seller Board. You need to know what's making true profit, not those orange bars on Amazon that say, yay, you had $1,000 day. You want to know how much of that was profit. Now, the thing with that bundle is that I had to FBM it because toys, when you make your own listings, they come up as hazmat. So that means I had to FBM it myself. I had to ship it to the customers. It's not necessarily a small and light item. So that was a little scary, but when I sold those first 3 and I go, oh my gosh, I did this myself. I made this listing myself. It's selling. I'm the only seller on it. Of course, I went and ordered more, and I figured that shipping out, and at the end of the day, it cost me about $10 to ship it, but I'm selling it for anywhere from $140 to $160. So I can cover that $10. If I were to keep scrolling through my Q4 items that I did FBM that sold well, a lot of them are actually beauty products that pop hazmat for various reasons. Not all of them are actually hazmat. Amazon just has glitches here and there. But I bought them from a liquidator. So if I was too scared to FBM, I would have been stuck with these products that I would have had to sell probably on eBay or somewhere else, in which case I'm going to have to ship them myself. So you might end up with things like that. I couldn't return them to the liquidator. I had to get rid of them. They made a lot of money on Amazon, so I went ahead and listed them FBM. A whole new world opens for you if you just go out there and do something outside of your comfort zone, something you're scared of, and you do it anyways. So if that's FBM for you, do it anyways. Here are a couple reasons of why it's a good thing to FBM, just if you need it a little more convincing. If that product should tank in price, you can take it back to the store. You can return it. You're not stuck with it. Whereas if you did it FBA, you're going to have to ask for it back. It's going to take even more weeks, and the return period might be over depending on what store you bought it at. You can make profit faster. Now, your payouts are kind of the same time frame, right? So if you send your item to your customer, they get it whenever they get it, say they get it on Wednesday, 7 days after that delivery, when it's delivered to the customer, that's when your item's profit, all your money is going to go into your available balance and your Amazon payouts. So it does feel like you get it a little bit faster, but not only that, you can replan it, and so you feel like you're making more money faster, which is always great. With Q4, you don't have so much worry about those holiday cutoff times because, again, FBA takes a while, right? You have to send it. Your warehouse might get backed up. That does happen during Q4. Some of the warehouses start to get backed up, meaning your items are not going to be checked in. So all that Halloween stuff you sent in on, October 3rd, it might not be available till after Halloween. But if you're FBMing it, you can make those sales all the way up until you can no longer get it to the customer before Halloween or before Christmas or before Thanksgiving or whatever that holiday is. Then we've got the meltable season, right? It's going to go all the way up until October 15th. That means that we can't send holiday or Halloween candy into Amazon FBA because it's not going to get there in time to be able to sell past October 15th to October 31st, right? So if you want to sell that stuff, you can just FBM it. And then we've got less fees. So there's a lot less fees. You're only paying the referral fee. You're not paying that FBA pick and pack fee when you list FBM. So you're going to pay a lot less, meaning you can sell more items that make more profit. Sometimes the breakout is even when you factor in that you have to pay for the shipping, and then you kind of factor those would be the FBA fees. The profit might be very similar. Or if you're charging for shipping, you might be making more profit. So all various reasons why you want to FBM. And then I talked about making your own bundles and the hazmat items and all that kind of stuff where you can actually list stuff FBM that you might not be able to FBA. Don't be afraid of it. I know it's easier said than done, but you really, truly can do it. It's not that hard. It's not that scary. I know it feels like it because, like I said, I was also scared to do FBM when I started. The worst that's going to happen is that you're going to have to, pay a lot for shipping, or maybe you didn't make any money on the item, but you will have learned a lot. It's like paying for an FBM course, only you're learning on your own. You're learning it as you do it. So it won't be that bad, I promise, but it might just be really profitable and might be a direction that your business moves. If you're in any of my groups, ask questions. Don't go it alone. Just ask a question. There's no dumb question. We all don't know what we don't know. So please ask a question. I'm in there to help out. And there's tons of other experienced Amazon sellers who do FBM that can also help you out. Now, other tips when it comes to FBM. So you want to make sure that you have the supplies on hand before you list it. So if that means you found an item at Walmart, go ahead and go to that shipping aisle, find a box for it, or find an envelope for it that'll fit it. Now, I tend to use boxes more than envelopes on some items. So like beauty items, I have little from Uline 4x4x4 boxes. They don't weigh very much. So it's still going to be under a pound, only the customer has a better experience because their item doesn't show up crushed. I'm sure you've ordered stuff from Amazon. It shows up in a poly mailer, crushed, and you're like, really, Amazon? So you don't want that experience for your customers. So sometimes I use boxes that still everything weighs less than a pound, but it looks more professional to the customer. Now, I order boxes from Uline. They do come in 25 sets of 25, but since I get lots of sizes, they don't take up a lot of room. So here is where I keep my boxes in an RV, so I'm sure you have a similar cupboard or closet that you can store yours. So honestly, they don't take up a lot of room. One other thing is customer returns. So they do happen, but honestly, they don't happen all that much, and you just manage them when they do happen. So if you get a customer who is saying it got squished or damaged by the carrier, if you purchase your shipping through Amazon, Amazon will cover that, so you don't have to worry about that. But what I always recommend is to ask for photos. So sometimes one year I had a customer say something was scratched, but it was a toy inside of a box that I know has like a plastic thing holding it. So I said, okay, please show me photos of where it was scratched. I never heard from them again. I got the money from the sale back from Amazon. They never returned it. So it's fine to ask for photos. I usually just say, under the guise of, okay, can you send me photos so that I can make my claim with UPS or the post office or whatever? That way you're not putting them on the defensive and you can get those photos. And those photos will often tell you a lot. Maybe you didn't package it correctly, or maybe something did happen and you do have a case to get that money back, in which case you can ask the customer to please file an A to Z claim and let Amazon know that the carrier damaged it. The A to Z claim doesn't count against you, and now you get your money back, the customer gets their money back, and Amazon gets their money from whatever carrier damaged it. If you want more help from me this Q4, I have right now available on my website, yoursellingguide.com, the Retail Arbitrage Guide to Q4. It really is like a mini Retail Arbitrage 101 guide, and it has Q4 specifics, what to shop for, all the time frames, when to shop the best sales. All of that is in that guide. It's a really helpful little resource for you. It's a PDF guide that you can download. And stay tuned, because on next Sunday, if you've hit subscribe on my channel, you're going to get a pop-up of a new video, and that means that the Q4 group is open. I hope to see you there in the Q4 group, and until next week, happy sourcing.